Brought to you by...
Before we begin, this video is sponsored by Surfshark. For more information, stay tuned after the video or follow the link in the description to secure your digital life with Surfshark VPN. Surfshark. VPN made easy, security made effortless. I honestly don't know where to start with this shit. Hello, friends, and welcome back to ETF, I guess? I honestly don't fucking know anymore after this. All Jacked Up and Full of Worms, directed by Alex Phillips, is a chaotic descent into madness, blending body horror, surrealism, and black comedy into a visceral, grimy exploration of human depravity. The film is an avant-garde nightmare that defies conventional storytelling, challenging its audience with its unrelenting strangeness, borderline obscene subject matter, and its unsettling tone. The story centers on Roscoe, a motel maintenance worker in a state of existential crisis, and Benny, a peculiar man longing for fatherhood who obtains a disturbingly twisted-looking baby doll. Their lives collide when they discover that consuming worms offers a powerful drug-like high, spiraling them into a series of bizarre and grotesque experiences. As their shared journey unfolds, the film descends deeper into surreal territory, with worm trips that blur the line between hallucination and reality. All Jacked Up and Full of Worms draws clear inspiration from filmmakers like David Lynch and John Waters. It combines Lynch's penchant for unsettling surrealism with Waters' embrace of the grotesque and transgressive. Fans of body horror and experimental cinema may also find echoes of early Cronenberg in its fixation on the body as a site of horror and transformation. The film's visual style is grimy and lo-fi, capturing the seedy underbelly of its urban setting. Phillips embraces an intentionally rough aesthetic, with cinematography that feels claustrophobic and uncomfortable. The lurid, neon-soaked color palette creates a dreamlike, nightmarish quality, enhancing the hallucinatory nature of the characters' worm-fueled escapades. The special effects lean into the grotesque, with a reliance on practicals that are simultaneously repulsive and hypnotic. Whether it's characters physically consuming worms or the hallucinatory sequences, the film revels in shock value, often testing the audience's limits. The performances are raw and unrestrained, benefiting the film's chaotic tone. Philip Andre Botello as Roscoe delivers a subdued but deeply unsettling performance, capturing a man teetering on the edge of despair. Trevor Dawkins as Benny provides an eccentric and unpredictable counterpoint, with his bizarre energy adding to the film's absurd humor. The supporting cast, including grotesque and eccentric characters, heightens the surreal atmosphere, making every interaction feel unpredictable and disorienting. The film oscillates between moments of absurd humor and outright horror, keeping the audience perpetually off balance. While some might find the tonal inconsistency disorienting, it is intentional and central to the film's purpose, if you can say it has a purpose. The pacing is deliberately erratic, with scenes that linger uncomfortably long, forcing viewers to sit with the grotesque imagery and confront their own discomfort. The film definitely plays with themes of escapism, addiction, and the search for meaning in a chaotic, bleak existence. The worms function as both a literal and metaphorical drug, representing a desperate need for connection, euphoria, and transcendence. Characters in the film are broken and alienated, their lives punctuated by poverty, loneliness, and unresolved trauma. This grim backdrop amplifies the grotesque nature of their pursuits, creating a stark juxtaposition between the absurd and the deeply tragic. Surreal imagery such as worm-induced hallucinations of cosmic horrors, disfigured characters, and grotesque acts serve as mirrors to the characters' fractured psyches. The film can also be read as a critique of self-destruction and how people often turn to extreme measures to fill existential voids. This is a divisive film that will undoubtedly alienate mainstream audiences. You know what? I'm gonna bet on that. Its unapologetic weirdness, graphic imagery, and lack of a traditional narrative arc demand patience and a willingness to embrace discomfort. However, for fans of transgressive cinema, it offers a unique, unforgettable experience. Ultimately, this is not an easy film to watch or categorize. It's a grotesque, surreal fever dream that operates more as a sensory experience than a traditional narrative. While its shocking imagery and surreal approach won't appeal to everyone, those who appreciate experimental, provocative cinema will find it a daring and unforgettable piece of work. I'll give it that this is a testament to how far indie horror can push boundaries, both in terms of content and form. It leaves viewers unsettled, questioning, and perhaps a little queasy, a mark of its success in creating a truly transgressive work of art. For me, this was an experience, to say the least. Not one that I can say that I really enjoyed, but not one that I hated. I'm glad that films like this exist, even if I don't entirely get what they are trying to achieve. It's a type of artistic expression that I believe is designed to be interpreted. So go into it with an open mind, and ideally, an empty stomach. Horror isn't limited to the genre, as everyday threats surround us in the form of bad actors who seek to steal our data in a variety of creative ways that we will likely never see coming. But now you can keep yourself protected from threats like these with Surfshark. Protect your connection and reclaim your privacy with Surfshark VPN. Every time you go online, you're exposed to data breaches, hackers, and trackers. But with one powerful solution, you can blow them all to hell harder than Brody took out Jaws. With effortless online privacy, stay secure 24/7 with a VPN that connects, reconnects, and protects you wherever you go. Experience the web the way it was meant to be, with no ads, no trackers, and no cookie pop-ups. Try Surfshark with confidence using a 30-day risk-free trial. If it's not for you, get a full refund, no questions asked. A single subscription covers your entire household, with protection for multiple devices. There are no logs and no tracking, meaning what you do online stays private, always. Plus, with Nexus technology, you can customize your VPN experience with dynamic multi-hop and IP rotator for ultimate anonymity. Plus, WiseGuard ensures a fast, secure connection without compromise. Surfshark shields you from malware, scans files before you download them, and even blocks unauthorized access to your webcam. Data brokers often sell your personal information. Incogni fights back, removing your data from the web. Plus, you can get an alternate email and virtual phone number to protect your identity online. If you need help, their support team is always there via live chat or email. Are you ready to experience true online freedom? Try Surfshark risk-free today using the link in the description. Surf the web without tracking with a VPN. Shield your devices with antivirus. And guard your identity with an all-in-one app. Surfshark. VPN made easy. Security made effortless. Okay. Moving on past that nightmare to where one is too many, and 1,000 is never enough. I'm of course talking about VHS tapes, but in the context of the film we are discussing today, we are referring to pills. Capsules is a sci-fi horror film that explores the consequences of desperation and curiosity among a group of young chemistry students. The premise centers around students ingesting mysterious pills that force them into a life-or-death scenario. It's inherently claustrophobic and raises questions about control, addiction, and moral boundaries. This setup taps into a rich tradition of contained horror, where a single environment or group dynamic creates escalating tension. Comparisons can be made to films like Cube or Circle, which also explore psychological and moral quandaries in confined spaces. The need to repeatedly consume the capsules to survive mirrors the desperate cycle of addiction. The pills represent not just a physical dependency, but also a psychological spiral of needing more to avoid withdrawal, or in this case, death. The film asks how far will someone go to ensure survival, and at what cost. The dynamic among the students fractures as paranoia grows. The story examines how trust erodes under stress, especially when survival instincts override friendship or morality. Each character's decisions reflect their inner fears and priorities, creating a microcosm of societal breakdown. Given that the protagonists are chemistry students, Capsules also engages with the ethics of scientific exploration. The pills symbolize unchecked experimentation, playing with forces that we don't fully understand. This thematic layer critiques the hubris often associated with scientific discovery, aligning with cautionary tales like Frankenstein. While the film's characters have been criticized for being underdeveloped or unlikable, this could be an intentional choice. Their flaws and selfishness make the story more unpredictable and amplify the tension, as audiences aren't sure who, if anyone, to root for. However, the lack of deeper backstories or redeeming qualities limits emotional engagement, making their fates feel less impactful. The group dynamic evolves rapidly as alliances form and dissolve under pressure. Trust disintegrates into suspicion, and their moral compasses are tested. While this is compelling in theory, the film arguably misses opportunities to fully explore these psychological shifts. The film employs tight claustrophobic framing to heighten the tension. The cramped settings amplify the sense of confinement and inevitability. This is a visual reflection of the characters' dwindling options. The body horror elements are particularly striking. As the capsules take their toll, the students experience grotesque side effects, blending visceral physical horror with psychological unease. The effects, though minimal, are a highlight of the film. The lighting tends to shift to mirror characters' mental and physical deterioration, using stark contrasts and muted palettes to evoke dread. The score, while intrusive at times, complements the tensions with the unsettling rhythm, reinforcing the urgency and paranoia. The idea of life-or-death dependency on capsules is unique and provocative, offering a fresh angle in the horror genre. The physical toll of the capsules provides memorable and grotesque imagery that lingers with the audience a bit. The confined setting creates a suffocating tone that amplifies the stakes and adds layers of existential dread. However, the lack of depth and relatability in the characters undermines the emotional stakes, making it difficult for audiences to connect fully. While the film touches on addiction, ethics, and paranoia, it doesn't delve deep enough into any one theme, leaving the narrative feeling somewhat shallow. Some critics have noted that the film's tension doesn't build as effectively as it could, leading to moments of stagnation. I would say that Capsules is a mixed bag that may appeal to fans of high-concept, body-focused horror. Its strengths lie in its visual execution and bold premise, but it struggles to deliver the emotional and narrative depth needed to make it a genre standout. The film fits into a broader trend of minimalist, idea-driven horror that seeks to explore complex themes within tight, high-pressure environments. While not perfect, Capsules reflects the creative ambition and risks that indie horror often embraces, and for that, it deserves some attention. Well, friends, that's going to be all for now. As always, I implore you to check out these films for yourself. Take my opinion for what it's worth, but please, go formulate your own. I've placed links down in the description on where you can get copies of these films for your collection. I at least recommend checking them out. You can find them on streaming services as well. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like, subscribe for more content, and if you really want to help support the channel, come find us on Patreon. Every little bit helps this channel grow and gets us closer to that ultimate goal of being able to make these videos for you full time. Until next time, stay safe, and as always, thanks for watching.